Hi everybody, Papa Gani. Welcome to this week's rant. Today I want to talk about data collection and insurance companies, how insurance companies may be taking data and using it against you and you're not even aware of. Let's face it, there's technology everywhere. It's all around us. It's the world we live in, right? Some of it we have control of, some of it we don't. We have some of it for convenience, and yes, even some for safety, right? We all got cell phones, right? We all got that tablet that someone gave us on Christmas or your birthday or Father's Day or whatever, that when you take pictures during the day, you come home, it has stolen your pictures and it's showing it on a display. And every now and then, you may ask it what the weather is or the temperature, or sometimes you may be watching TV and it decides to have a conversation with you. It's all about data collection, folks. It's watching us on everything. And I'll give you a few examples of stuff that's going on that you may not even be aware of. For example, let's take a brand new vehicle, right? Oh, these brand new vehicles, doesn't matter, truck, car, SUV, they all come with this, what they call comfort and convenience package. We all know what the comfort is, that big digital touch screen, fancy LED lighting, heating and cooling steering wheel, heating and cooling rear back seat, back massager, eyebrow trimmer, all the comfort creatures, right? Then on the convenience side, it's all the safety stuff, the backup cameras, the 360-degree view, that's cameras all around, all the sensors in the bumpers, front and rear bumpers. Then you got lane keep assist, where if you wander off, it brings you back in or tells you that you can't pass. That little lights up on the mirror. Tons of features like that. Self-drive, self-park, and even the one that slams on the brakes when you're least expecting it because it thinks you're following the car too close. Yes, all that technology has made a vehicle much safer, right? But along with that technology, you get that data collection, right? And this is how it works. You buy a brand new vehicle. As soon as you start driving it, the manufacturer, they call it live data, starts recording your driving habits, right? They collect your data on how you drive, like how fast, or how slow, how often you're on the brakes, or how hard you're on the brakes, if you do a lot of backing up, if you're driving in a big city or at night. It just collects a ton of data about all your driving habits, right? And you probably signed off on this because they take this stuff and they sell it to data collection companies or data banks. There's different million names for it, right? And you probably signed off on this somewhere in that paperwork when you first bought the vehicle, but you decided not to read all the fine print. You just checked it because you were excited to get the truck or vehicle home to show your family and friends. Anyways, you probably signed off on that, and they sell this to these data companies. And in return, the data companies sell it to insurance companies. Now, a year goes by and it's time to renew the insurance on that vehicle. The insurance company can take your data habits, because they got it all on, all your data, and set your premiums and your deductibles at, right? Sounds crazy, folks, but it's happening, right? Here's another good one. So, I don't know if you're fortunate enough to own a home and homeowners, and probably happens with apartment insurance too, everybody, the ones that have it. When you go to renew that insurance, the big thing now, it says, we'll give you an indoor camera and an outdoor camera. In return, we'll lower your premiums or maybe your deductible. Sounds like a great deal, right? Especially like we're going on vacation. My wife said, oh, that'd be great. We have a camera to keep an eye on the dog to make sure he's being taken care of the way he's supposed to. And we have an outdoor camera outside to make sure if anything happens, we can be part of that neighborhood camera network, I call it the nosy neighbor network or whatever it is. They know everything's going on by camera. Anywho, So you get the cameras, you're all excited to set them all up, you get the app, blah, 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 you start going through the setup, and you get the part to the disclaimer. Who reads that shit? I don't. Do you? Check, check, check. Just gotta get them cameras working to keep the wife happy, right? Keep the neighborhood safe. So click all that shit, get the cameras working. You go away on vacation, you have a great vacation, your wife's happy, she got to see the dog was taken care of. You go back to work, and you get to work, and you trip, and you sprain your ankle, right? You go to the doctors, he puts you out of work, says stay on crutches, don't lift anything over 20 pounds, right? Your employee decides to say, hey, I think he's faking. So your employee contacts insurance companies, now you're all tied into this network, and your insurance company calls you and says, hey, Papa Kenny, you know that camera, indoor camera we gave you? We'd like to access the footage. By the way, you signed off on that, right? In the fine print when you renewed your house contract, your house insurance, and you decided to skip through that part? You just checked it off? Well, we like to access that footage. In the meantime, they just want to check to see if you're following the doctor's orders, staying on your crutches and not taking the garbage out if it weighs more than 10 or 20 pounds. Sounds crazy, right, folks? Can't happen, right? Same thing. Nice new camera outside, you're part of the neighborhood camera network, and you come home a hot summer night and decide, I'm going to leave the windows open in the new vehicle. Why bother locking it? We live in a camera, the neighborhood camera network, and we got our own camera, whatever you want to call it. If anything happens, we're covered. You get up to go to work the next day, your brand new vehicle stolen. Oh, thank God for the cameras, right? Call the neighbors, see what they've seen. Yeah, call up your insurance company, record the claim, and they say, okay, Papa Kenny, we'd like to see that outdoor camera we gave you. You know, the one that you took and you clicked the little box without reading it saying consent to see the footage? We'd like to see the footage of that. And they take a look at and you say, okay, and they say, oh, Papa Kenny, you didn't lock your vehicles and you left the windows open. It's your fault that they stole the vehicle. If you locked it up, it would have been a deterrence. So, folks, the moral of the story is, yes, technology is great, but it's a double-edged sword because it's all about data collection. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to Papa Kenny's Workshop and hit that notification. I promise not to give away your information or your data. It's just to allow you to light up that notification so when next week's rants come out, you can listen to Papa Kenny rant. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.